Welcome to November. An interesting card tonight because we have some staying races, open races as well to get stuck into. So let's kick off with the 609, and this is an A1 contest to start off proceedings. I think it will be dominated by the outside pair who have met each other on regular occasions. Ballymac Rocker in Trap 5, I think he's better suited actually to be in Trap 5 because his next door neighbour, Lightfoot Teresa, does tend to step out to the right, and she's been running out of 5 recently. So the 6 will suit her. She's more of a staying type, but I think Ballymac Rocker's got enough early to dominate this race. You've got the likes of Cloncunny Shell and Ferryforth Texas in 1 and 4 respectively. They're staying types. I just think they'll get taken off their feet and probably slightly outclassed here as well. The interesting runners are John Sharp's pair in 2, Sharp's Spotty Dog, and 3, Sharp's Putty Cat. And they are open to plenty of improvement. Their A1 stroke open race at home, their ex-home track now, Sheffield. So switching here for their first jaunt here in graded company at Doncaster, although Sharpie's Spotty Dog did win an open in 2021. He's more of a staying type, and again, he'll need to get lucky to take aim at Ballymac Rocker. I think should get first jump on the field here, and that should be good enough, but he's been well found in the market and he just went a little bit too skinny for me, so it was a no bet in the first, but an interesting race nevertheless. In race, this was a really tough race. The early race from Penny's Endeavour in 4 and Fizzbomb Jelly Pop in 5, who continues to run well for Debbie Calvert. I wasn't convinced whether 5 could clear 4. They might end up kind of cutting each other's throats, and it could end up then with the stayers in the race, Sligo Ed in 1 or Ballybunion Bill picking up the pieces. And all in all, I couldn't decide. So again, it was a no bet in the second. Third race is a B2 contest over the 450 metre trip this time. And I keep waiting for Ragtime Lenny to get back into track 1. We backed him on debut and he won for us, but I don't think he's guaranteed to clear Nola's White Sox drawn on his inside. There's pace in the race from 3 and 4. They've got a bit of EP. Sharpies met Roman in 5. He's making his debut, and he's been running over sprint trips at Sheffield. So I think he's been nibbled at in the market as well. So again, it's tough to weigh him up. Johnny the Hawk is his kennel mate. He's making his debut. Don't think he's quite as speedy and probably not quite got the class, so he could be a big price. And all in all, I thought it was a really tricky race to get a handle on, and again, a no play. Although we'll be watching for Trap 2 in his future runs if he gets through on Trap 1. The fourth race is 650. She's running really well. She's now 12 and a half weeks out of season. She's coming right. She's not always the best of breakers. That's the only Achilles heel with her in a way, because she's got lots of early and good middle. It's just about it's a trait, because her next door neighbour, Track 2, Rycliffe Cleo, she's 17 weeks out of season now. She's running all right, but she's a bit more one pace maybe. She's got a touch of class, but she's a bit more one pace. So I wasn't convinced that Cleo could clear Lily. So I'm going to bet the red trapping dog, Alien Mirage, has got a bit of pace, but I didn't think could clear all the pace on the inside. Hill Blaze is going to be the other half a runner in Trap 5, because this one will keep on in the closing stages when a few of these have cried enough. Moss Rosie, she's been off 18 days and she hasn't really been running well in the last couple, so I lined her. So 1 over 2 then, first play race in the fourth. Moving on to the fifth race. And again, I thought we were going to get a fair bit of value when I was doing the card last night. I fell on Trap 4 here, Fairy Hill Run. 16 weeks out of season, been running well, but kind of disguised. But I think the Racing Post tipped and was well found by the books, but still a little bit of value at 15 to 8. So it was a smaller bet. I did get a little bit of a bigger price, but so a smaller bet for the recommendations here. Scarlet Beauty's not really running that well. She's wrong out of season. Katunda Dotty, she's probably not really firing that much. She's had a bit of a spell off. She kind of traps and then doesn't do a lot. Cedar Fields in trap 3 could be an interesting runner. One in breaking Greyhound here in trap 5, and the 6 Romantic Bernie, another one 16 weeks out of season, been sprinting, had a 450 last week, so I suppose open to improvement from a pretty decent makeup, but just a small bit here. Trap 4 Fairy Hill Run to continue the improvement. Now the first of the open races, this is the BGBF British Bred St Ledger Heat 1, and the selection here, and a confidence selection, is Moments of Magic. Kevin Hutton's come here without a trial for Moments of Magic, but she has got a 6:30 win at Monmore on the card, 37.99, and I think she'll just about get home, but I think she'll just blitz these for early and cut loose. Only danger could be Romeo Blade, but this one hasn't had a trial, no look, stays all right, but I just think that 4 will outclass this field. So a strong bet, trap 4 to make all in the 7:36. Round about the evens, 11 to 10 mark that. In the 7:56, second heat of the comp, I thought this was really tough one to weigh up because Phil the Till in 3 has been running really well. She's 15 weeks out of season for local hand Jimmy Gaskin, and he also has drawn Afton Pixie in the same race in trap 4. So I thought there wasn't too much between them. I thought maybe the value could be Phil the Till to again cut loose and maybe just hang on. I wasn't convinced she would stay that strong over 661, but she might just outclass them. But Afton Pixie's been running okay, but probably in A2s, whereas Phil the Till's been running A1. So a tough enough race. They made Afton Pixie quite short, about 5 to 4, and I thought that was a bit too short. So I was a slight favour in Phil the Till without too much confidence, so no bet. In the 8th race, the favourite here is trap 1, Mahuna Japa, with this 661 metres, the 3rd heat of the British Bred St Ledger. I thought was a little bit too skinny. Got a chance to dominate. Well, I think need to win as well. We've got a decent makeup to operate from. I thought the value here might be Snooty Rose at a double-digit price, a really tiny bet at around about 10 to 1 double digits. You can get on one of a couple of firms and maybe on the Matchbook Exchange to win and place. On to the 9th race, and it's a lowly B7. It's literally 2 runners here. The Racing Post again found what looks to be a good thing on the outside, Luna Jet. Well, we backed this one last time she ran. It's 12 days ago in actual fact, but she's now 17 weeks out of season, so she should be able to come forward as well. So got a good pitch up on the outside. The only possible danger is Eden Bolt in trap 4. I made them first and second favourites. I think they're near enough priced accordingly now. I missed the 6 to 4 Luna Jet, made a slight odds on, and that's what she is. So I didn't really see masses of value, but I didn't fancy. I made 1, 2, 3, and 5 all double digits there. So if you could get a bit of value on the exchange, odds against Luna Jet, and maybe just cover your stake on Eden Bolt. In the 10th race, we're going sprinting. It looks to be a match between top and bottom. Titanic Tip has been well back, though. I didn't quite make him that short. He's a bit of a one-pacer that just kind of kicks off the last bend. Bit of a thinker as well, but a decent enough makeup. Called Jolly Annie actually might be able to lead this race. Now, whether she could improve 12 weeks out of season, she was at sort of a B7 low 450 metre greyhound, but she's running over this sprint trip coming out of season, and she could smash out and nick it. Again, he's so wide, he can't get a touch, and he could get into this race. All in all, didn't see a lot of value, so I passed that one by. A strong bet in the 11th race. This is the 9:12. Sugar Biscuit ran really well last time out and has got a really weak event to I think, dominate here. Not always the best of breakers, but once the feet touch the sand, she'll roar into the first turn. I think that'll be good enough. Was around about 5 to 4, 6 to 4. Is even money now, but a fairly confident selection. A Sugar Biscuit. Penny's Linnet on the outside and Smash Breaker. I'm hoping we'll have enough early pace to get inside that and dominate into the turn, then cut loose, and that should be good enough. In the 12th race, my old friend Penny's Candy here, trap 2 is the selection, was as big as 7-2 and 3-1. Missed that myself, but did get a bit of sort of 2-1, 9-4, and have played still 2-1. So a slightly smaller bet. And I'm just going to cover my stake on China Susie, who continues to run well for Sean Parker. She's on the upgrade, but if she flashes out, she could put them under pressure into the turn. Penny's Candy's not always driving the bend with traffic around. She's got enough early, she breaks level to go clear here, and then I think she'll take the bend smoother. But just in case she misses it half a beat and there's a bit of a rush to the turn, China Susie could whip round the outside because she might be the braver and the younger of the pair. So I'm going to bet 2 and cover 4 in the last race. So there's a few bets for us then. Let's have a look at them. There you go. 6.58, track 1, Barnfield Lily, half a point, around about 4-1. Good value, that one, to get up inside next door neighbour, who's in trap 2, not trap 3 there, as stated. I'll sack the admin person there. Oh, it's me. The 7.18, trap 4, Fairy Hill Run at 15-8. Confident selection here in the first of the Opens. 7.36, trap 4, Moments of Magic at around about 11-10, maybe even money. Make that one well odds on. The 8.17, trap 4, Snooty Rose, real tiny bet each way, overpriced at 10s. The 9.12, confident selection, trap 2, Sugar Biscuit to get to the front and stay there. And the play race in the last is trap 2, Penny's Candy, and cover your stake on for China Susie. As ever, be lucky.